of acknowledgement, a nonverbal signal that the object had detected being observed. Though the evidence remains circumstantial, these findings strengthened a growing hypothesis that 3 Atlas might be both machine and mind, an artificial construct capable of learning or communicating through universal mathematical constants. The idea gained further credibility when Webb spectroscopy revealed pure, highly ordered chains of carbon molecules, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, key precursors to amino acids and RNA. In nature, these compounds form in chaotic mixtures. But here they appeared refined, almost engineered. If verified, the implications are extraordinary. 3 Atlas might not only be observing life, but carrying the chemical foundations of it. Perhaps a seed vessel designed to distribute prebiotic material or an archive preserving the raw patterns of creation itself. Whether such purpose is intentional or simply the byproduct of an advanced system remains uncertain. But the discovery has forced scientists to confront an unsettling question. What if we are not merely observing 3 Atlas, but being studied or remembered by it? As data accumulated and narrative began to take shape in the scientific community, MUA, Borisov, and 3I Atlas could represent stages of a sequence rather than isolated incidents. Oumuamua was small and fast, Borisov more active, and 3I Atlas slow, massive, and complex. Each appear to exhibit higher degrees of organization and interaction. Some theoretical models speculated that the sequence might function like a distributed system, an interstellar network of probes designed to gather, transmit, and possibly seed information or organic material across star systems. The implications were profound. Humanity might be witnessing a process of cosmic-scale engineering or biological dissemination unfolding over timescales far longer than our civilization's history. A later and perhaps most alarming event occurred when a network of telescopes recorded a second shift in the object's course, aligning it more closely with Earth's orbital plane. Around the same time, monitoring stations in Antarctica detected an unexplained burst of microwave energy followed by low-frequency seismic vibrations beneath the ice. The signals matched to the timing and frequency of 3 Atlas's emissions. Though the correlation could be coincidental, the data were difficult to dismiss. Some analysts proposed that the object's electromagnetic field might be inducing resonant effects in Earth's magnetosphere. Others consider the possibility of communication or activation phenomena extending beyond purely observational behavior. Further analysis revealed additional patterns of concern. The trajectory of 3 Atlas, when mapped against ancient star catalogs and mythological constellation charts, intersected with symbolic alignments revered across early civilizations. The resemblance between these alignments and certain geometric motifs found in prehistoric cave art invited speculation that earlier encounters with similar objects might have influenced human cultural memory. Although such claims remain highly speculative, the mathematical precision of the alignments is difficult to ignore. Within some research circles, a model emerged known as the lock and key hypothesis. According to this framework, Oumuamua served as the lock, a silent probe intended to test planetary response, while 3 Atlas functioned as the key, activating a sequence or system once particular environmental or technological thresholds were met. Supporting this interpretation was the observation of synchronized fluctuations in Earth's magnetic field coinciding with the object's emissions. The disturbances, though brief, were strong enough to disrupt several long-range communication satellites and cause anomalous readings in the Voyager probes, as if they had received an external handshake or signal. Other models went further, suggesting that 3 Atlas might be less a solid craft than a dynamic phenomenon, a controlled space-time distortion or gateway. Data from Webb showed lensing effects and microgravitational anomalies near the object, hinting at localized warping of light and possibly of time itself. If accurate, such distortions could imply that the object manipulates spacing to travel or to communicate across immense distances instantaneously. In this view, it would represent not a vessel, but a node, a form of interstellar infrastructure capable of linking regions of space in ways still beyond human physics. More recently, Webb detected restricted band radiation from 3 Atlas in the transition region between gamma rays and soft X-rays, a range where natural cosmic emissions are exceedingly rare. These pulses were structured in binary-like intervals, and their intensity was sufficient to overwhelm several observational instruments temporarily. One prototype telescope in Australia suffered a catastrophic sensor failure during the event, prompting concerns that the emissions might be both intentional and targeted. Whether this represented a defensive measure or simply a byproduct of its operation remains unknown. At the same time, terrestrial magnetometers recorded synchronization patterns between the object's pulses and subtle vibrations within Earth's crust. These oscillations were measured in volcanic regions, deep crystal formations, and tectonic boundaries, all resonating at matching intervals of 43 seconds. The effect coincided with observed disorientation in migratory species whose navigation systems rely on geomagnetic cues. Taken together, the evidence suggested that 3 Atlas's influence was extending into planetary systems in ways humanity had never encountered. The most recent transmissions traced from the object appear to have been directed not toward Earth, but toward the Moon. The targeted coordinates correspond to regions known as mascon, dense concentrations of subsurface mass. These anomalies have long puzzled lunar scientists. The possibility that an interstellar object might intentionally signal such a location adds a new layer of mystery. Some analysts speculate that the signal could represent an attempt to interact or activate an existing structure or remnant on the lunar surface. Efforts to probe 3 Atlas directly have so far failed. A classified near-solar probe reportedly lost contact just before approaching, within 1.3 million kilometers of the object. Its final telemetry showed a field of charged particles forming a lattice-like configuration similar to a containment or shielding system. The last transmitted image displayed a fractal reflection of the probe itself, as though the object had scanned and mirrored it in real time before all signals ceased. For now, the nature of 3 Atlas remains unresolved. It may yet prove to be an extraordinary but natural anomaly, an interstellar relic shaped by processes we do not yet understand. Alternatively, it may represent evidence of an intelligence or mechanism operating beyond our current models of physics and biology. In either case, its presence has prompted a reevaluation of long-held assumptions about cosmic isolation. Whether a probe, a construct, or naturally occurring phenomenon with emergent complexity, 3 Atlas has forced humanity to confront a possibility that has always lingered at the edge of scientific curiosity, that the universe may not be silent, and that what we interpret as observation might in fact be a form of response. In the end, what unsettles researchers most is not simply that 3 Atlas might be artificial or that it appears aware of our scrutiny, but that its actions may be directed towards something other than us. Its pulse